back to Lucore Automotive. Clearly today, you follow me once again in the 1979 AMC Spirit AMX. And today is a special day. It is June the 28th, and I am on my way to Edgewater Sports Park for Great AMC Day. It is an interesting event when all of us weird AMC folks get together, celebrate all of our weird cars and weird folks, and it's going to be a really good day. There's going to be some car show, there's going to be some drag racing, we'll check out a bunch of different cars, and let everybody else check this thing out. It obviously is, you know, a perfect example of a 1979 AMX. I got 3/4 of the tank of gas, I got a temperature gauge that's on nuclear, so everything's perfect. Anyway, 2 hours of driving that way. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Stay tuned. So for those of you who haven't watched the entire build series of this car, I'll be honest, I was not initially an AMC person. A lot of the people that you find that own AMCs have been AMC people for a long time. There's an incredible brand loyalty there. It's an underdog personality thing. If you know somebody who owns an AMC, you definitely know somebody who owns an AMC. Unlike anything else, the Fords and the Mopars and the GM stuff, like people love that stuff. But the AMC people they're a different breed of people. And I never planned on being an AMC person. I found this car on Craigslist a couple of years back, pulled it out of a gentleman's yard, spent a year bringing it back to life, or a summer bringing it back to life, and then ended up building a motor for it. And it's just been a great little car. And I gotta say, before I even get to this event, I'm going to have a great time. And I'm gonna meet some great, weird, cool, wonderful people. They are an incredible community. They welcomed me with open arms, gave me all sorts of information, were readily available for any questions I had. Super, super nice people, really excited about the AMX. And they helped me to understand a lot of the eccentricities and I don't want to use the word chip on your shoulder, but kind of a chip on your shoulder that comes with being an AMC person. And it really gets in your blood. So, anyway, I got 2 hours of driving to do. I'm probably going to want to stop for gas. And I do have my cooler behind me just in case. So we'll grab some ice. It's currently 77 degrees here in Central Ohio. Much nicer than Power Tour. It'd have been like 92 by now. Anyway, rolling on. Be the only one that has certain songs and certain music and certain playlists that you play on each individual car, right? I can't be that way. Today, it's hair music. 80s rock, love ballads, amazing guitar solos, long hair. It just seems right in a 79 AMX, doesn't it? The only other thing I ever listened to in this car is 90s country. I know I'm not the only one that has this problem, but whatever. Stroke! Almost to Cincinnati. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Edgewater Sports Park. for Great AMC Days. Well, there's our good buddy Jake. These cool little local track events are really honestly where the blood and the soul of the American motorsport world really came from, where it really still survives. It's these little tracks that, you know, are usually locally owned, family owned most of the time, where everybody really gets their start. You know, it's not usually going to Norwalk or one of the big NHRA tracks, getting to do that kind of stuff. It's going out, having a good time with your dad or your uncle or your mom or whoever, cousin, taking your whatever you got out and going out and taking a couple of passes and having a good time at a local track. So I'm really glad to see this event is actually at a small little local track like Edgewater. Buddy.
What's up?
How are you?
Pretty good. Make a good drive.
What you got over there?
79 AMC.
Yeah, it was an easy little drive. It's only like 2 hours from my place to here, so.
That's pretty good.
Not bad at all. I'm gonna run through the pits. Hey, it worked.
It worked.
It made it all the way from Florida to here without much issue, so it works.
That's always good.
I'm gonna roll through the pits for a little bit and park over here, and I'll come over and see you guys in a little bit.
I'm about to take you up to the start line.
I didn't bring pants, so I can't go racing.
So I get to see this car in person, set up on YouTube.
Yes, sir. It's still in one piece with zero problems.
Well, that's good.
Other than the fact that none of my gauges work. Well, looky who I get to park next to. That's Jake from the AMC pit crew that saved me in 2021 on the Hot Rod Power Tour. And hopefully if you watched in Nashville, we ran into Jake again and shared some floorboard brisket. So we're officially at AMC Days. Time to get out. Check out what's going on out here. All right, so for those of you who do not know this car, which if you're on this channel, I'm surprised, but whatever, let's go ahead and go over it all again. 1979 AMC Spirit AMX. Think of it essentially as kind of the last hurrah of the Gremlin. It has an AMC 304 in it. It is the original AMC 304 that's in it. It has been fully rebuilt, about 9-to-1 compression. Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetor, as well as a Brawler 650 mechanical secondary carburetor. It is still running factory exhaust manifold at the moment, though that will be changing here very shortly. But essentially it's a bone stock vehicle. It does have a 4-speed manual transmission, original factory rear gears. None of the gauges work, most of the interior is not in it. You don't need any of that stuff, it's fine. It was the last of the V8 rear-wheel drive stick shift vehicles from AMC. After this, they're all basically either inline sixes and or they are automatics and or they are 4-speed or they are 4-wheel drive. So you have like the SX4s and the Eagles and all that kind of stuff. But this is kind of the last hurrah. It's an awesome little car. Huge front factory sway bar, large factory rear sway bar. Unfortunately, Ford also brought out the Fox body Mustang and sold a few more of those than AMC sold of these, and that's the end of the song. So, pretty cool little vehicle. Makes 170 horsepower at the tires at the moment. Once we do the exhaust upgrades, we're hoping somewhere in the 200 horsepower range. But there's more stuff that's on the horizon for this car as well. And of course, the pièce de résistance on this car are my unbelievably America valve covers. Figure that kind of fits for American Motors Company.
You drive down Broadway.
When you say AMC AMX, that's typically what most people imagine, not mine. And I'll be honest, I was basically the same thing. I had no idea that 79 AMX even was a thing until I found one on Craigslist and bought it. Well, look who I found. Hey, it's Jake again. We parked up next to his Rambler. No, not Rambler. Hornet. Parked up next to his Hornet AMX with the camper top on the back. Because this man's been camping since we saw him last.
Pretty much.
All over the South.
Yeah. Tail the Dragon, Rattler, Blue Ridge Parkway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just going for a
fun.
drive.
Yeah, just nice cruise.
Yeah. Nice little cruise. Also apparently suffered a little bit of an injury on the car.
Yeah, I broke the rear shock mount in Hot Springs on a forest road in the middle of nowhere. I was stuck on a bridge actually, and these random guys came up and they're like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Well, kinda." And he's like, "Well, can you back off the bridge? We gotta go check our beaver traps." I'm like, "What?"
Y'all are trapped beaver.
I'm like, "Trapped beaver?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Okay, I hope you get your beavers." And when I did that, unfortunately, that bent my shock. Because I had to back off the bridge and it caught and it basically made it into a pretzel.
Nice.
So, but that's all right.
So now you're running one shock.
And then they came back and I'm like, did you get any beavers? They're like, no. I'm like, well, that's just unfortunate. Because I would ask for it.
Yes.
Can I have it? You bent my shock. Can I have your beaver?
I think that's a fair trade.
I think it's a great trade.
I don't know. That doesn't sound like a 304.
Totally a 304.
I don't think that's a 304. It says it on the side.
With a cam.
Yeah, it's got a cam and an exhaust leak.
Yeah, big exhaust leak.
Cam and an exhaust leak. So, unfortunately, Jake broke a shock and then apparently drove Tail of the Dragon on one shock.
Yeah, one shock, not a big deal.
Yeah. One of the most challenging roads in all of Eastern America on one shock.
One shock,
Yeah.
no problem.
So we were talking just a minute before I got on camera here. I have a desire to have a Gremlin for some reason. I have this AMC thing that's like infected me since I bought mine. It's like tetanus. I don't know that they have a shot for it, but it's now like in my blood. But no person in their right mind looks at that and says, yes, I'll have one of those, right? A big tire. I mean, look at this thing.
No, I know what you need.
Look at this thing.
You need a cam pack.
I do need one of those. You need to find me one.
It's a Gremlin with 4-wheel drive.
Yes, you need to find me one so I can buy
working
one.
on it, but no one wants to sell them. So guys that have
Yes,
cam backs out there, please sell him one.
sell us a cam back, please.
Yeah, please.
This is, I mean,
Probably not think it's gonna work.
I do I want one of those so bad?
I don't know. Is it cool?
Because you can just smash the throttle and it'll
No.
flip over.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Pretty deep. It's another one of those 304s with a healthy cam and a exhaust leak. Probably not. Now the neat thing with a lot of the AMCs, for at least for a lot of people that I didn't even know this before I got into the AMC world, is they're kind of like Legos. Like the 304, the 360, the 390, the 401, they all sit in the same hole.
They're the same. Actually, they're all the same.
Yeah.
It's just compression.
So like this little Gremlin here could have come as a Gremlin X with a 304 in it. And now it probably has a 401 in it. Hey! Well, that looks familiar.
Another Gremlin coming at us.
I didn't either. What did you expect? Especially for the burnout. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Overton now. Overton. This side, Stewart Crowley. Beautiful AMX there.
Ooh. That's a little bit of lion. Boy, it's a 390 dual carb. I don't know about that. It is crazy how well those fit in this car.
Who's got her car down in right? Who's it gonna be? Slinger races with us every week. And this Slinger, he's 016 on the tree. So we'll get rid of the second chance race, go to the phone game for a second chance race. $1250 is Tim Triggs on the tire side. Pit side the little green Hornet. Bill Ketchum out of Howard, Michigan. He's already around the tire side already. He's playing that cat and mouse game now. The tire side is 2 on the tree and goes 30. finish run again. Stuart Foley. This drive. Runs it on out and goes down above. Under 800. The next pair up. Tire side AMX. Tom Ratliff doing the driving. The Gremlin on the pit side. Johnny B. John Ballinger. Out of Indianapolis, Indiana. All the way. Pit out was late and 500 above. Hundreds above. Tire side 3.
Those are pretty cool little vehicles, to be honest. It's one of the things you don't see much anymore is Dakotas of this era. Unfortunately, they all were not really taken care of, especially the northern trucks. They're rotted to complete, all underneath the doors, the rockers, just horrible. This is actually a super clean truck, really cool setup. It's got a factory interior in it. You'd never really know there's much of anything hiding in that thing. That's definitely our kind of style of truck. Very cool.
So, most people don't know, but push it down, that's taper. This is going all the way down and you tighten up. Yeah. Push it down and tighten back up and you tighten up. Let's see if I can reach it over the turn.
I need to spin a little faster than that.
Turn the fan off. Can you turn the fan off? Got jumper.
Oh, you're smoking.
Still not smoking.
Yep.
It gets caught. The dead giveaways of 10 years. 4,500.
It's kind of actually neat about coming to this event is I don't have to explain my car to anybody. I don't have to have the, hey, that's a cool car. What is it? I don't have to have that conversation here.
No.
The people who are here at this Weirdos convention, and it is, and I say that affectionately though. I do say that affectionately.
Yeah.
AMC people are a special breed of people. They are. They are intensely loyal to their brand, and they are very interesting folk. But they're wonderful people. But they all know what it is. When I go to a major car show, like 1% of people may know what it is.
Yeah. Roughly.
Maybe.
I always
1%?
get, is that like the DeLorean? What? No, that was DMC. Like Run DMC.
Right. Yeah, no, that was like Run DMC.
Yeah.
No, but here, I mean, it's you're amongst, your own kind, and it's kind of cool because almost everybody here has a good working knowledge of AMC, what cool cars came out of AMC when they came out. So, it's nice because you can have conversations with people about the actual car and not just explaining over and over and over and over and over again. What is that car?
Never seen one before.
Right. Or, I haven't seen one of those since the mid-'80s.
Yeah. Yeah, or 90s.
Yeah.
And what I always tell them is, I'm like, well, your generation is the one that destroyed all those cars.
I mean, that is true.
Like,
Yes.
you guys destroyed them all.
Yes, you did.
There's not much left. You didn't leave much left for us.
Yes, it's true. You either destroyed them by misbehaving in them,
Yeah.
or not taking care of them and letting them return to the earth.
And both.
And both.
It's probably both.
And
most
both.
likely. Good. Wouldn't happen to have a shock mount for a 77 Hornet AMX, would ya?
Front shock mount?
Rear.
Rear?
That's what I thought.
I probably got one at the house, I just don't have one with me.
That's all right.
You only need one.
I was able to weld it back together.
Okay.
One thing that is kind of tricky though with this AMC world that you're not going to have when you work on most things that are Ford, GM, Chrysler, whatever, is parts availability is tricky. There's not really anybody that repops or rebuilds AMC parts. You can't just go out and get a fender for a 68 AMX. You can't get a door panel for a Rambler. They just don't come out of, there's not a catalog where you can buy stuff. You can't call LMC and order a whole brand new car. So a lot of what keeps these cars alive are people like that have, swap meet booths and that trade parts and that have, parted out cars and saved organs here and there for countless cars over the years. And it's people like that allow you to be able to bring your car back to life and keep one of them on the road. So this is actually kind of old school, if you will, the way that it used to be kind of pre-internet, pre-everything being available, because a lot of the other car brands had the same thing. I mean, a lot of it, you built or rebuilt your car with parts that you found either in a magazine, at a car show, at a swap meet, whatever. This was how you brought things back to life, and it's cool to kind of see that it's still a thing. Unfortunately, it also means the parts are very expensive because you can't get a hold of them. But, that's just how things go.
All right, so what are we doing here?
Well, this gentleman has a hatch for a 1979 AMX. One of these. And we have another one of these that doesn't have a back glass that somebody broke out. That's we got my back glass. So, we're going to try to figure out how to get that in there. Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Would you look at that? Just look at that. It fits. It's like treasure hunting. You have a sense of accomplishment. Look at that. I mean, it just fits. And he's got fill panels. So I can fill in my bumper there between the body and the bumper. Yeah, how about them papples? It's really like treasure hunting. It's kind of fun. This is the way you bring these things back to life.
So you just open your truck lid up, take that inside panel off. There's 4 bolts. And it goes right in there like so.
Oh, isn't that easy? Perfect.
I'm gonna run stock suspension for a bit.
Mexico, Missouri.
Boys like Mexico?
Ryan giving up 34 to the pit side. On the big end, who came to try looks like Henderson. I think his little public smoke there. The other way is pickup. 6 hours 94 and 3 and 500 for them. A pair of Gremlins, Roy's going to take a final. Will be Mr. Steve on the tire side at 1042 and Mr. Cog on the pit side at 1057. 1,500 going to the orange machine. Winner here goes to the final. Final big car. Here we go. your winner for the second chance race. Foley double and 5.
Alright, here's your final for the day. Demon versus the Gremlin. Who's your money on? Well, today the Demon beats the Gremlin, but it's still a good day of racing. Everybody goes home. Any day you get to put your car back on a trailer in one piece, it's still a good day of racing. And Jake, Crazy Jake, AMC Jake, Adventures Made Classy Jake, Crazy Red AMC Hornet Camping the Car Jake, happened to have a Holly jet kit that he picked up to be able to rejet his carburetor going up and down through the mountains. And these guys with this blower happen to have a need for some Holly jets. Wouldn't you happen to know that Jake happened to have what they exactly needed? So they're getting some jets fixed, replaced, and then they're going to be back on the track. Because that's how you do it here. You help out your other racing bros, or just your other AMC folk, right? That's how you do it.
I got 94 through 98.
Look at this. I gotta say, this is kind of fun. Look at that. This is kind of a much nicer version of my car. Look at that factory AMX sticker. Such a cool car. Factory front spoiler, factory over fenders. So that's what my car is supposed to look like, except for obviously mine's in black. But very, very, very cool. It's even got the factory gauge pod down there in the middle. Very cool. This is an interesting community. It really is. We were just talking to some gentlemen just a minute ago, and they realized that they didn't know each other face to face, but they knew each other by name, and they had business to do with each other. So they're over there doing some business. But it's a real thing. Like, the AMC community is a really different. It's a real different thing than any other community I've been involved with in automotive. It's a really cool experience, to be honest with you. It's a really cool experience. I am very glad that I randomly ended up in this world. Totally not intentionally, but great group of people. Now, I want to look at Damien's car, because we want to have a conversation about this real quick, because he's parked over here. So Damien has a 1979 AMC Spirit AMX. Exactly the same car as this, exactly the same car as mine. However, his is AMC 360 swapped. As I mentioned earlier, the nice thing with AMCs is they're kind of Legos. You can switch in whatever the heck you want to. They all fit in the same hole, they bolt up the same way, they run the same accessories, everything's the same thing. So this is Damien's. We looked at this earlier, his white one, and it's got a 390 in it, which is a much more desirable motor than my 304 is, even much more so than the 360 is. But the interesting thing is he's still running factory exhaust manifolds on this. As you can see, he's running the factory exhaust manifolds, exactly the same thing that I've got on my 304 that's on that car. And the question we were discussing up there was, how much of a power loss is he seeing in this 390 with factory manifolds on it? Because they're dogleg manifolds, they flow reasonably well. How much of a power loss is he seeing in this versus switching over to a set of headers? And the general consensus is he's probably missing several tenths worth of speed in the quarter mile, and probably 20 to 30 horsepower out of just exhaust restrictions. Now, Damien was saying that this is a true dual exhaust, so it does not have a Y pipe on it. It is true duals with exits in the rear, and it was done before he got this car. So it does not have the factory Y pipe. It has an X pipe on it, and the manifolds have been ported. So it probably does flow reasonably well, but it would be interesting to see. And we're gonna be able to know, because when I get my header swap done here in the next couple of days, we're gonna then put it immediately back on the dyno and see exactly what we pick up as far as power goes. But it's really interesting to see that this is actually still running the factory exhaust manifold. I'm kind of surprised. Almost everybody who runs AMC V8s has swapped over to the Hedman setup of headers that I'm gonna be running as well. But really cool to be able to do some kind of homework out while I'm out here as well, and to be able to see some other, you know, cool AMCs. I will say I also totally love the louver setup on these cars. Might need to find myself some louvers because it looks really cool.
There it is. Found it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for AMC days here in Edgewater Park down near Cincinnati, Ohio. It's been a really, really great day. Met a ton of really nice AMC people. Saw a ton of really cool AMC cars. Learned a lot. You boys like Mexico? Missouri? Right out to Mexico that most people talk about. Great day. Wonderful, wonderful way. Great AMC day. Saw more spirits than I have ever seen in one place in my life, which is kind of neat because I'm able to talk to a lot of people and be able to not have to explain exactly what my car is to everybody. And I can actually get some knowledge for builds that we have moving forward. Obviously, we have the AMX that I drove down here. That car is already complete. We have the new set of heads from Edelbrock that we're going to be able to work on the 360, and that's coming along here very shortly. Now that we have that finished, we also have the other 304 block that's at the machine shop that we're going to be able to move forward on that one as well, which is probably, let's not talk about that, but that's going to get built as well. And then we need to probably be in the hunt for another 360, a 390 or a 401, something rebuildable, for a maybe drag race build for the automatic car. So anyway, that's going to do it here for the AMC day in Edgewater Park, Cincinnati. Thank you very much for everybody in the AMC community for coming out today. Made it an excellent day. Weather was freaking perfect. Good day of racing. Lots of great people. You know, whatever the car community is that you're involved in, if it's Mopars, if it's Fords, if it's Camaro, if it's specific to the type of car, whatever it is, it's really great to be able to come out and share these kind of passions with other people that believe in and really love the same thing that you love. You know, you don't have to be quite as crazy as the AMC folk are. You can be passionate and not be crazy. But it's really cool to be able to be around other people that share the same passion and the same interest that you do. So thanks for being here. Hope you guys have appreciated the coverage of the 2022 Great AMC days here. We got a lot more to do on our stuff. There's a whole lot more to come on our channel. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of fun jazz. And we will see you on the next one. Take care. Have a great day. We'll see you.
Very cool car.
Uh-oh.